Get to where we need to go. Hey! Welcome to the 2021 FC Dragonriders selection show. This is the Invitational. My name is Rob Steinhauser. I'm here with my good friend Blake Weeder. Blake, how you feeling this year?
I'm feeling good. We got a good selection of teams that are going to be taken to the pitch. A lot of household favorites from previous years. We got a few newcomers this year that I think are not going to make an impact. But we'll see what unfolds tomorrow.
Also, a lot of little friendly camaraderie here. Got a Spurs and a Gooner here. So anyway, welcome. We're going to get started here very shortly. This is our 13th year of doing this tournament. This is the largest group of teams we have ever fielded. We have 20 teams. All the way ranging from past champions to newcomers to everything in between. I don't want to jinx that. The 12-time returning champions, Argentina, back in the field. I think we have about 6 people who've never played before. And then here we got Wales is here. How you feeling, Wales?
Wales is feeling good. This is the first time in about five tournaments that the Welsh have practiced leading up to this tournament. The red wall is feeling pretty strong this year. This is definitely the weakest team that Wales has fielded in years, but they're looking to take advantage of this year's competition.
All right, well, we're going to get started with the selections really quickly. We have a little word from our sponsors here. This year's sponsor is Boddington's Pub Ale. It's all we could afford after Argentina ruined our sponsorship with The Rock last year in Terramana. So crack open to Boddington's.
Very generous that they only made us pay
Cheers,
market
mate.
price.
They only gave us 4 cans of beer. So anyway, we're going to switch screens here. We're going to go to the actual selection show. The way we're doing it this year, a little bit different. We're not going to draw names out of a hat. Thanks to our generous friend Cornman, we were able to afford some software to not have to draw names out of a hat. So what we're going to do, the way the selection show works, the host, Uruguay, is Group 1, Player 1. We will then draw Group B, Player 1, Group C, Player 1, all the way down through A, B, C, D, E. Sorry, I did have F. I have F in the chat. We don't have 24 teams. We've had a lot of teams drop due to COVID. Tough break.
COVID.
Okay. All right, so let's get it started. Blake, I'm going to have you hold the mic here, my friend, and we are going to draw. So this is for Group B2. So Group 2, player number 1. And we have
the Ivory Coast,
a.k.a. Big Kev.
Big Kev. It looks like Africa's only representative is going to be spearheading Group B. Bob, do you have a comment on Ivory Coast's performance over the past few years?
Well, I would say I think the last 3 or 4 FIFA tournaments I have had the absolute pleasure of knocking out Big Kev in the Ivory Coast. So I expect a lot of the same. I expect to find myself in Group B here later on as the drawings go on. So we're going to go ahead, and now we are drawing for Group C, and we will show you the updated bracket once we get through the drawings, and then we will do a bracket analysis following our selection show. So we're going to go ahead here, and we're going to draw for Group C, Player 1. And we have the Danes, Denmark, and we've actually gotten word. We actually have the Danish coach here. Let's bring him over really quick and ask him about. He's
tending to Christian Eriksen. He's tending to Christian Eriksen.
But rumors are we may see Christian Eriksen in the tournament this year.
Yeah, we did have a chance to speak with the Danish coach earlier this evening. The Danish coach did allude to the fact that the Dane Christian Eriksen, the talisman of the Danish team, might be forced by state law to actually play in a quick recovery from his death.
Universal health care, it does wonders for you. Okay, we are now looking at Group D, Player 1. Who will be Player 1 in Group D? The defending 12-time champions, Argentina, will be headlining Group D. Already probably succumbed to the group of death. And then our last group, Group E, who will be the headliner of Group E? And we have
arguably the best team on paper. Emphasis on paper. The French team this year fielding an unbelievable midfield, unbelievable back line. Their attack is unreal. Bob, any comments on the...
I have a comment that we have a little bit of a technical error here.
Okay.
Our microphone has not stopped working. There we go. It just came unplugged.
Hold one moment.
All right. Sorry, a little bit of technical difficulties there.
Would you like to comment on previous performances by the French national team?
Not really. One year I was knocked out by the French, and the Netherlands had some rioting, and they burned down a stadium, and there has been a lesson learned since that day that we do not speak of. All right, now we get to the juicy part. So now we are drawing for the second participant in Group A. So this will be our opening match. This next participant will be in Group A with hosts Uruguay, and they will play in the first game of part of the opening ceremony. And we have Colombia. Zachary Grove, you are playing in the FIFA tournament opener. Going to go ahead and update this.
Two South American teams, both with stacked rosters. Colombia's roster looking a little bit weaker than it has in previous years. We'll have to see if Coach Zach Grove is able to propel them to victory over the defeated Uruguayan national team.
And up next, we're drawing for Group B. This will be who plays against Big Kev in the Ivory Coast. I have a hunch it might be the Netherlands.
The Finns! The Finns. An unremarkably bland team. The Finns are most likely spearheaded by Timo Pukki. Breakthrough player 2 years ago. We'll see if the coach is able to do anything with this team.
Fun fact here about Finland. They are the only team in the history of FIFA competitions to allow Uruguay to score a goal.
Interesting. Yes, that was last year, actually. Last year.
So Finland's come in a little angry, a little pissed off. They want to make a name for themselves. So, all right, so Finland is playing against the Ivory Coast. And let me update the bracket. All right. Did I fuck up here? Oh, shit, everything fucked up.
Hold, please.
Everything moved. Uruguay, Colombia, Ivory Coast, Finland, France. Wait, was it Canaan?
Yeah, Denmark. Denmark is up here.
I screwed up. It's my bad. Sorry. Argentina was in the last group. Okay, all is well now. Okay, so now we are seeing who plays the Danes. And I consider the Danes to be a dark horse this year, but let's see who's playing the Danes.
The Donna Verka.
Ooh.
The Netherlands.
The Netherlands. That is me. I'm playing Canaan for my first match. It makes me sad because I love Canaan, but I'm going to have to beat his ass. I know really badly that Spain wanted to have this match. So, Joe, I got this for you. So, oops, more technical difficulties. That's okay.
Okay.
All right, so the Netherlands go down.
How are the Netherlands feeling, by the way? Can we get a moment to speak with the Dutch coach here?
So this year, Virgil van Dijk made a miraculous recovery. His knee is doing very well. He is back in the lineup. We're doing something a little bit different. I don't want to reveal my tactics yet, but I'm doing something I've never done in the history of FIFA. So in as coach, so I'm excited about that. He's brought in a lot of spirit, a lot of heart from players like Arjen Robben and Martin Stecklenburg. So I expect us to make a deep, deep run this year. This may be my last year ever as the Netherlands, so hopefully it's a memorable one. Next up, we find out who plays France in Group D for the first matchup. Group D, participant number 2. Who is playing against France?
The old border war.
The border war. Stauffenberg.
Stauffenberg, coach of the German national team, is going to be taking advantage of a stacked German team that was uneventful.
Gotta make sure that, we're losing our mic again.
It just fell right out.
Yes, it's okay.
Stauffenberg, who is the German national team's coach, is going to be making use of a powerful German team, very quick German team, unlike a German squad that we've seen in the past few years. But knowing Vlachodimos, their Czechoslovakian coach, he just simply lacks the tenacity that we might see from previous German coaches. I don't expect them to do anything in this tournament, to be completely honest. But the match between France and Germany, I think, is going to be lackluster. But I would like to see both coaches prove me wrong.
In an actual World Cup, I would love to see this matchup.
This is a dream matchup.
But in this World Cup, I expect France to easily handle Germany. Alrighty, and then last up, who unfortunately has to play the defending 12-time champions, Argentina. I swear, if this is Brazil, I will take my shirt off for the rest of our selection show.
The Welsh were excited about hopefully playing Argentina this year, so...
Oh, fuck.
The Australian national team.
Ravaged by wildfires, ravaged by COVID, and now ravaged by Argentina. The poor Aussies. Joey, I'm so sorry, my friend. Oh, man. What's happening? We are waiting for a technical difficulty to load here. The screen needs to load. Okay.
There we go.
I'm just dragging the seeds around where they need to be. Okay. Now we make our way up. So as of right now, Group A is Uruguay, Colombia, and this will be our third participant in Group A. Portugal. Side note, Portugal is being played by Will Steffen. We did grant him the amnesty to play from home just because we were desperately needing to hit 20 teams. So he will be playing from home. He is in Group 1. It is Uruguay, Colombia, and Portugal.
Now, another side note about this coach, we're unsure of the abilities of this coach and what he could possibly bring to the Portuguese team. The Portuguese are arguably fielding the greatest team that they have put forward since 2016. We'll see if Will is able to bring anything to the table with this team. Thoughts on Will's potential performance?
Last year, Portugal was played by our friend Peje, who's made the finals numerous times, who's come absolutely so close to dethroning the 12-time champions. Unfortunately, Peje cannot be here. Will decided to take over Portugal after playing, I don't even know who he used to play as, New Zealand. And last year, I'm pretty sure he got beat by maybe a total of 15-0, but he's back. He's got a better team. He's got another year under his belt. He's got a great mustache, so I feel like he's going to do very solid this year.
The real question from the Portuguese national team after his poor performance with New Zealand.
I don't know. All right, so now we are drawing in Group 2. Group B, we have Ivory Coast and Finland. We are drawing for the third player in Group C. Please, Wales.
Please, Wales.
Brazil! Burke gets a good draw for the first time in the history. He will not have to play Max in one of the first rounds. Brazil is our third team. Burke, if you're listening, fuck, our mic came unplugged again, but luckily we have this backup internal microphone. It's switching over right now. Burke, you are in Group C. You are safe this year, which you're already there. That's funny.
Perfect.
Next up, we have Group C. We have Denmark. We have Netherlands. This will be the third team in Group C. So far, I would consider Group C to be the group of death. England has also joined Group C. The group of death now contains Denmark, Netherlands, and England. One of those three teams will not be advancing out of group play.
An interesting matchup that I'm looking forward to seeing is...
Once again, that was already there. It was pre-predicted. Next up, Group D, we have France, we have Germany. I feel like this would be very fitting if Russia was here.
This would be to have a third party
or the
intervene.
U.S., like it'd be like World War II all over again. Okay, who is going to be in the group with France and Germany? The third selection in Group D.
Italy.
We are having a straight-up Axis powers World War II duel. And then lastly, we have Argentina, we have Australia, who will be the third group. Probably going to be Wales.
Let's go!
And we have Wales in with the 12-time champions. I'm going to let you speak. How do you feel about this?
The Welsh were hoping to play Argentina to be part of their pool this year. The Welsh, as I mentioned earlier, we are definitely fielding our weakest team in recent years, but we're feeling strong. Again, we've been hitting the pitch hard. Joe Allen, it's rumored, has actually exited his retirement. He's ended his retirement early and actually returned to the pitch, both captaining and coaching the Welsh national team this year.
Also, he will be joining us up in the booth at times. And sadly, we want to say Max Beeler, Filippo Basso could not be here on time tonight, so Blake Weeder has stepped in. He's done very nice. We're happy that he's here. All right, to finish up Group A, we have the hosts, Uruguay versus Colombia. We have Portugal in this group. Who will be the fourth team in Group A? The Switzerland rounds out Group A. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say this right now. Group A is by far the weakest, shittiest group. But here we are. Congratulations if you made it to Group A. You're sitting pretty. Group B, we have Ivory Coast. We have Finland. We have Brazil. Who will be the fourth team in Group B? Arguably a pretty fair, and it's Chile, who is a newcomer this year. His name is Adam. We don't know anything. We don't know anything else about him. We found him on Craigslist.
Yeah.
Okay, so Uruguay, Colombia, Portugal, Switzerland. You moved you all the way to the bottom. Okay.
Don't will Spain into the final group.
In Group C, so far a tough group. We have Denmark, the Netherlands, and England. Who will join them in the group of death? If it's Spain, I'm going to shit my pants. It is Belgium, the newcomer. Dylan, driving up from Kansas City tomorrow. Belgium is in the group of death with the Netherlands, Denmark, and England. I'm pretty sure Dylan's good.
Yeah, easily the most difficult group.
Next group, we have France, we have Germany, we have Italy. Will it be Spain? Will it be Mexico? Who will finish out Group D? It is Spain.
God, which means that Mexico will be finaling out the teams in Group E.
And then last...
Have a fucking chance this year. God damn it. The Welsh have a chance. They're definitely excited.
And then lastly, to round out the end of the selection, we have Mexico as the last team picked in the FIFA tournament. They will be in Group D. They will be in Group E with the defending champion Argentina. I'm saying Netherlands because they'll win this year and be defending champ next year. Argentina, Australia, Wales, Mexico. That is your selection show. We are now going to switch to bracket analysis. Hang tight with us. I'm going to let Blake Weeder. Actually, hold on. Joe Allen has showed up. We're going to get some thoughts here from Joe Allen. Joe Allen,
Joe Allen's not here. It's Blake Weeder. Joe Allen does not make his appearance until the Welsh national team is present. Do we have a break? Can we get the bracket up on the up on the screen?
Bracket up here very shortly.
Right now, as we mentioned, the group featuring England, Denmark, Netherlands, and Spain. Correct? Not Spain, Belgium, the other country. Definitely the most difficult group. All-star talisman players on every team. I really want to dive into the Danish national team real quick. The Danes are actually, I think our rumors are true, the Danes will be fielding Christian Eriksen this year. This is not right.
I have to refresh it. Okay, we are going to bring up the bracket analysis now. So, during this segment, we just want to kind of take a look at the brackets. We're new on breakdowns. We're going to pick our favorites to advance out of each group. We're going to name the group of death, which we pretty much have already came up with, and we're also going to name the cupcake group. I think the cupcake group has been very easily decided. I think it's right in front of us here. Guys, I think this is the year in our 13-year history. I think Uruguay finishes their group 3-0 this year. I'm gonna say I think Uruguay finishes their group 3-0, and I think this year the hosts are looking very good to advance to the knockout stages.
I mean, it's a beautiful homecoming story here. If Kerry, the Uruguayan coach, is able to round out one victory this year, I will have to agree with Rob here. I think that we might see a 3-0 Uruguayan national team. Rob, who is it in your opinion that you could see coming out and maybe a second place finish?
Just really second here. We're gonna check. We have some fans writing into us. The coach of Portugal says newcomers with cum spelled C-U-M for the W. So okay. He's happy about being part of that newcomer squad. Once again, we see that Max Bieler is just asserting his dominance, saying he's the former champion. And we got a Cornman Gobbles citing. He's subscribed with Prime. That will fund the FIFA tournament through 2042, I believe.
2042.
Yeah, through 2042. So we're very sub. Cornman Gobbles, who is our sponsor, our greatest donator. He's our largest benefactor. We love him. From Canada, someday we will fly you in, Cornman. He says Craigslist Adam is going to win the tournament hands down. That's a hot take. We'll come back to that later. Okay, so we're looking at the bracket. This group easily, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I've never seen Angel or Angela or whatever the fuck his name is play.
Do we know who he is?
It's one of Ivory Coast friends that they met on Tinder.
Good.
I'm just gonna. I love my friend Will, my best friend Will. I love you, but you're probably gonna go 0-2, 0-3. You're probably gonna go 0-3, maybe 1-2. I'm gonna pick Uruguay as the winners of the group, and I'm gonna pick Colombia second. Nothing against Zach Grove. I just think that Uruguay has
too much firepower.
A way better team.
Yeah, too much firepower.
You've got Suarez, you've got Cavani on that team, you've got Torreira, I can't say his name. He's a former Arsenal man.
Yeah.
And he scored last year for Uruguay for their first ever goal. He's a legend in Uruguay. Rumor is he's still just having sex and partying every night since he scored that goal. Switzerland, tough team. Very tough team. I have no scouting report on them. I'm going Uruguay, Colombia. The way it is. That's my pick. That's my top four. But I'm going
to reverse them. I think that the Colombian team, though it's a weaker team than we've seen in years, a more aged team, I just happen to feel that they just have the experience that maybe Uruguay doesn't. Uruguay scoring one goal in.
The former champion saying already chalking up Zach Grove to a loss to carry. I am. I believe in the Uruguay. They've shown me things. I know for a fact we've gotten word that Uruguay has had friendlies against the Ivory Coast and is 2-0 in those friendlies. So, and I also believe, did the Ivory Coast beat England in a friendly as well? Who did you beat in a friendly? Was it
Who is Angel? Or Angel? Who is Angel?
Anyway.
Angel's his name? Or Angel?
I don't know. All right, moving on. Group B breakdown.
Oh.
Chile, Ivory Coast, Finland, and Brazil. I think Brazil wins the group. I think Brazil is absolutely ecstatic that they're not playing Argentina. I think they're ecstatic they're not playing Spain. Pretty easy group. Big Kev is notorious for going out in the first round of the FIFA tournament, so I'm pretty sure we're going to see Brazil go 3-0. I'm going to take Big Kev to round out the group in second, and then I'm going to pick then Chile and then Finland. Sorry, Brock, you let Kerry score last year. I think you're going to go in 3 this year.
Disgraceful. I'm going to have to agree with that with that breakdown.
Not much else to be said. Let's check in with our viewers if we have any feedback. No, we have no feedback. Group B is boring. I'm sorry. We're going to move on. No one wants to watch Big Kev play. Group C. Arguably, this, in my opinion, is a group of death just because you have 4 top teams. You have the dark horse in Canaan, who I believe could go far in the tournament. I like to consider myself one of the top 5 players in the tournament. I have never seen England play. I've never seen McLean play. He's a wild card. And then Dylan has been practicing, and he has Belgium, so anything could happen. This group is a toss-up. I'm confident in myself. I think I'm going to top the group. Man, I'm going to trust in the fact of what Kanan has said, and I think Kanan finishes second. I think England finishes third. I think Belgium finishes fourth. I think this is the closest group. I think you're going to see draws in this group during group play. After 90 minutes, the game's over. Win, loss, draw. That's what happens in group play.
Coming from the Welsh's experience last year and losing out in the semifinals to the Dutch in a heartbreaking match, I'm going to have to quarterfinals. Pardon me. I try to give myself a little bit more credit. Come on now. I'm going to have to go with the Netherlands winning this. McLean, I'm going to have to give you England. England just has a phenomenal squad this year. I think England's going to come in second. Kanan, Max, I know you're right here.
Hot take from the champion. He says Group C is not the group of death. They have 2 people who have never played before.
It's fair. That's fair.
I would love to get Max Beeler's hot take on what he then thinks is the group of death. Arguably, Group B could be the group of death, too. Wales, Argentina.
Group B. I think Group B is going to see a lot of dramatic losses, but I think the Red Wall will hold strong against Argentina.
All right, so
we're expecting a 3-0 loss.
What are your picks, Group C, Blake?
Group C, Netherlands, England, Denmark, Belgium.
Ooh, I would love to get Denmark in here to respond to that comment about...
This is purely based off of players, Kanan. I in terms of abilities that the coaches are bringing to the table, I think you've got him. No comment.
No comment. The Denmark manager is very, very...
Reserved.
He's reserved.
He's tending to the...
Group D. You look at this group on paper and you say, holy fuck. You say, shit. 4 of the top 5 teams in the world in one group? Holy shit. You have France. You have Germany. You have Italy. You have Spain.
You have multiple World Cup winners.
Multiple World Cup winners. The 2 most recent World Cup... The 3 most...
Hold on.
Spain,
Germany.
The last
3.
4 or 5 World Cup winners. You have 06 was France. 2010 was
Spain.
2014
Germany.
was Germany.
Then France.
Yeah.
Yeah, we literally have them all.
Who won the 2002 World Cup? Was it the Brazilians?
I think it was the Brazilians.
We have 4 of the last 5 World Cup winning squads right here.
That being said, I'm going to have to say that Spain is going to walk home with this fairly easily. I think that France is going to come in second. It's a wash for me between Italy and Germany. I think that those are going to be 2 teams finishing with, 1-3, maybe?
1-2.
1-2, sorry.
Or maybe 1-2.
1-2.
Yeah,
something along those lines.
I could see Italy and France. That's going to be. I think Germany goes 0-3.
Germany goes 0-3.
Germany goes 0-3. I know Spain was extremely worried about being in the group of death. Italy. Okay, 06 was Italy because Zidane headbutted. They lost in penalty kicks. 06 was Italy,
right.
but still, 4 of the last 5
was
World Cup
02 was France then?
Was 02 France or was 02?
Or was 90?
I think 02 was
98 France.
98 I think was France. I think 02 was Brazil.
98 France.
Okay. So
semantics. This is not the World Cup.
Yeah. I'm taking in this group. I think Joe's happy. Joe was worried about the group of death. Arguably, Joe got the easiest drawing he could have got. Corey may give him some trouble because he does have France. I have personally gotten beat by France. I know what that's like. I think it finishes. I have no idea how good Italy is.
Anybody?
Are they
started playing like 2 weeks ago?
Okay, he's
good,
only started playing.
Good.
Okay, so that I'm picking Spain 3-0. Huge goal differential. I'm thinking Spain like 15 plus goal differential. I think France finishes second.
The hard thing with France for me is if we see a France versus Spain, I mean, just from the game itself, French controllers are different. You know, you have 2 players that have a goal button as opposed to a shoot button. So I am kind of worried about that matchup. I think France might be able to pull an upset against Spain.
I don't think so. No.
That's a hot take by me. I'm going to stand by it, Corey.
I don't think so. So I'm taking Spain, then France, then Italy, then Germany. I think Italy gets a draw, but I think they go 0-1-2. So I think they get a draw against France. I think France goes 1-1-1. So that's my pick. You agree? Do you concur?
I concur.
Okay. And then lastly, we have Group E. It contains the. I'll take the mic over on this one. We got the 12. We've got Australia, arguably one of the weakest nations in the entire tournament. We have Wales, my colleague here, Blake, playing as Wales. And we have Mexico, Jaden, one of Ivory Coast's friends. I have no idea if he's good or not. Right at the bat, I think every single pundit in the world, the sports books, right now Argentina is like negative 15,000 winners of the FIFA tournament. They're 12-time champs. Yep. Everyone has Argentina number 1 on their board, on their big board. Argentina easily 3-0 through this group. Second place, I think Wales. I think Wales goes 2-0-1. I think Wales takes care of Australia. I think Wales takes care of Mexico. Why does this keep fucking falling? Excuse us. Technical difficulties. Our microphone is made in China. Secondly, Wales. So I got Argentina, I got Wales. I'm going to take Mexico just because I think they're a better team on paper. I have no idea if any of these 2 guys play. I know Joey, I think, has been to a FIFA tournament a long time ago when the Netherlands hosted. So I'm going to sit here, and I've got the Welsh coach with me, and I want to know his thoughts on being – you're probably a little scared waiting for that drawing at the end to see if you were going to get Spain in this group.
I stepped away from the camera for a while. I'm not going to lie, I was pretty terrified. But, the Welsh walked into this tournament the past few years. Actually, there was a vacancy where the Welsh weren't present for years. The Welsh came back. This is definitely the weakest team that we've ever fielded. We've been practicing quite a bit lately. What we're excited for is the simple fact that we're coming in hoping to be a dark horse that nobody anticipates. We're not the fastest team, the most gifted team, the most athletic team. We're not the smartest team. We play for the badge, though, so we're going to have to control. We're going to have to control the ball. We're going to have to control the ball. It's going to be time management. I think that we're going to go 2-0-1. 2-0-1, I think we advance. I think that we're going to give Argentina one hell of a fight that he's not expecting, though.
I would love to see that. So that concludes the bracket analysis. So moving forward, the way the FIFA tournament is going to work is I'm going to open up, I'm going to set the bracket, lock it in. If you go to www.challenge.com/Dragonriders 2021, sign up for an account. It's free. Fill out the bracket, March Madness style. Pick your group winners, pick your goal differential, pick your 2 winners, then we move into knockout, double elimination knockout. So 2 teams from each group advance. We're at 20. Through the group stages, we'll be down to 10 teams. Those 10 teams then play a double elimination tournament until we have a winner. Fill out your bracket. The winner of the bracket challenge gets a prize. I don't know what the prize is yet. We have no sponsors this year.
Maybe it's Boddington.
It could be.
We don't know.
We don't know. We don't have a sponsor. We used to have a sponsor. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, thank you, The Rock, used to be our sponsor until last year, a very sad event, probably the second saddest event in the history of FIFA, happened. During our annual showing of Cemetery Man, Argentina's coach made some very crude, derogatory comments towards the movie, and The Rock decided to drop his sponsorship. So we will not be handing out a bottle of Terramana tequila. I do know this year there will be a celebratory shot if Uruguay wins their first ever match in the history of the tournament, which they're looking to win 3. So fuck, things change fast.
Good night.
So we do want to take a couple moments and recognize some very important people who will not be attending this year. Probably the one that hurts the most, that hits our hearts the hardest, is the United States. Just like they failed in 2018 to qualify for the World Cup, they are not here at the 2021 FC Dragonriders Invitational. Unfortunately, they failed to qualify again. Last-minute coaching change, and Hayes he couldn't do it. He couldn't be here. He lost too many of his favorite players. I think notably the biggest detraction of them not being here is the loss of Breck Shea.
Yes.
Yes. No Breck Shea. The U.S. just crumbled. They fell apart. They didn't make the tournament. We also, unfortunately, we're missing Russia. Russia has not been to the tournament since they hosted the tournament back in 2019. Putin is just not happy.
He might be happy this year. We don't know.
Well, apparently when Russia lost in the finals, was that wasn't the finals? Russia got beat, didn't make the finals. Putin assassinated the entire squad. They have been unable to field a team since. Unfortunately, Russia will not be here. Once again, the original Italian team, played by Brennan Ring, will not be here. Peje, who plays as Portugal, who is always easily one of the top 3 favorites. He's finished second twice now. He will not be here. Who else am I missing?
That's all I got for former players.
Yeah. So we want to put our heart. We miss you. We love you. Next year's tournament is in Wales, and
status update: it will most likely be in Denver in 2022. So this will be
see.
our first out of state. No,
yeah.
Is it first out of state?
Well, technically no, because we've been in Nebraska and Missouri.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
My bad. It will be our 3rd state. The Welsh will be hosting in 2022.
So
most likely in Denver.
That being said, we hope to see you all there. We have also discussed possibly moving us from a summer tournament to a fall tournament. We do not know yet. We will find out. We will see.
That's not going to work from the host.
But tune in. Go to challenge.com. Fill your bracket. Fill it out. We're excited for the FIFA tournament. We will be going live tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time from Uruguay, Lincoln, Nebraska. The 2021 FC Dragonriders Invitational. We thank you for tuning in. We can't wait to see you all tomorrow. Cornman, as always, we love you. We appreciate you. We would not be here without you. We love you.
We love you.